Ladies and gentlemen, this is the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 62. This first game is going to be 2 teams, and it's around the Ro32 game. It's Yolo Swag Money versus Pandora Heartz. And they're both new teams. I don't recognize the players on either one of them. Well, I recognize one, Micaiah Time. I recognize, but I don't recognize their names. Ooh, things. Oh gosh. Okay. Ah! Everyone's like spamming J4. Do chat bans, guys. This is week number 62. We haven't missed one. Well, it's not true. We missed 2 streams, but every tournament has run. Especially the weird Christmas ones only had 3 teams. Those were awkward, but it was pretty cool. We do 10 bans in this format. Each team is going to get 4 extra bans here at this screen. It looks like the first one is going to be Jarvan, and looks like Kha'Zix also. And we do additional, we get 6 more bans at the champion select screen, played in tournament draft. It's free to enter. If you want to come out and play, you can. Just bring your friends, show up, and you might have a chance at winning some RP. You might get your game cast by us. I'm Gandair, the gaming clan, Vato clan, and casting with me this week is...
I'm RheingoldRiver, and this is my second time casting DominateDominion, so I know a little bit more about it than I did last time, and you can follow me at RheingoldRiver. I'm an NESL caster, and I do some other stuff too.
Woo! So yeah, if you guys like some Summoner's Rift and you like Rheingold, I encourage you to check out her other media that she does, and we'll plug that some more throughout the broadcast.
Also, you guys should tell us if our volume isn't the same. I did play Dominion one time. Oh my god, were those games casted? Or did you just spectate?
Played Dominion.
I played a couple Dominion games the other day.
Alright, looks like Jarvan the 4th, Kha'Zix, Vayne, and Jace are our 4 chat bans for this game. Jarvan, banned typically because he's he lives long enough to deal his damage, and he's got a great gap closure, being able to dash in, throw down Cataclysm. He can cover a lot of ground that way very quickly. Has an airborne as well, has a slow. Jarvan's kit is just really, really good in this game mode. Yes, both teams need to screenshot it. And yes, you can start now. I love having new teams that don't know what's going on, because it helps me remember that I was it helps me remember the rules myself when other people are doing things. I forgot to copy paste the chat bans. It was Jace, J4, Kha'Zix, and I missed the 4th one. Vayne, thank you to Mike. Moderators and Mike in the Twitch chat. And we'll talk about those. We talked about Jarvan the 4th. Kha'Zix also being banned as well. Kha'Zix single target damage, very high in this game mode. Evolve Leap helps him go over walls and move around terrain like other characters cannot. So what happens with Kha'Zix is he will jump out, he will deal enough damage to someone that either A, forces them out of the fight, or B, kills them. Both of which are things that you want, because that turns into a lopsided fight. And then Kha'Zix can either then, after he's eliminated that person, he can stick around for the imbalanced 4v3 or what have you, or he can just move to somewhere else on the map and try to gank bottom while that's going on. So he has a lot of... he can just cause a lot of trouble on the map simply by being there. Vayne, banned as well. Vayne is a really good AD carry in this game mode because everyone likes to build durable and delay. They like to build tanky and sustainy. Vayne doesn't care about any of that because of the true damage proc from Trucive Bolts. She also has Condemn, which is nice. There's plentiful walls. Vayne is sort of like a diet caffeine-free Poppy. If you catch an opponent anywhere near terrain, Vayne can really open up on him. Plus, Vayne, with the tumble, stealth, people don't give that a lot of credit. In Dominion, in the jungle in Dominion, there are a lot of bushes, there's a lot of places to go, and that tumble stealth from Final Hour really gets a lot more mileage in this game mode than on Summoner's Rift. Twisted Tree Line gets some pretty good mileage there as well, because there's just more places on Summoner's Rift that are more open than there are in Dominion. Now, Dominion, if you get caught in a lane, if they are able to engage on you there, you can't play the stealth games as much, but if you are in the jungle and you can take that step into a bush, like where did Vayne go? It's almost as bad as Kha'Zix's blink on and off like a Christmas light. which can also do the same thing when you get into jungle engagements on the Crystal Scar. And then the last ban, scroll off of my screen in the Twitch chat, was Jace. Jace, who has very good long-range poke. He can also brawl pretty well 1v1. He's a durable character. He's fast. He can get very active moving around the map. He's a good champion to have on your team. He can run bottom lane or he can run top lane. He's very flexible in the positions that he can play. And it's just all around a terror. You can build him AD. You get that blat going on with the gun and just gun people down late game when you have a lot of crit. Or you can go for that long-range poke, sort of tanky brawler type. A little bit less glass than the IE build. There's a lot you can do with him. Half-hearted what? Oh, summoner blockers. Thank you, Half-hearted. Everybody say hi to Half-hearted.
Hi, Half-hearted.
I'm sure he'll be playing somewhere in the tournament today. I'd tab back over to the bracket, but that would cause me to have to take down this scene that I'm on. I don't want to. Look at the other 6 bans that we have. Hecarim, Shen, Rammus, Wukong, Nidalee, Kassadin. Hecarim? Well, Hecarim's a character that we typically don't see at all, actually. And I feel like they might be banning him because they want to ban out fast, tanky champions. And Hecarim can dive very, very well. He's a really solid character for that. He can build a lot of HP. And he can move quick around the map. So he has that going for him, but he really doesn't have a lot of disruption or a lot of damage. Early game, Hecarim can be really annoying, but late game, you can just kill your way around him and take down his allies. Shen, global map presence with Stand United. The problem is it has a really, really long cooldown that isn't terribly effective in this particular map, because on the Crystal Scar, your res timer is a lot shorter, for one, and every time that you're alive, you're only gonna be able to use Stand United every 3rd or 4th like respawn time that you have happen. So there's not going to be a lot of play with it unless Shen's alive to begin with, and it's just such a long cooldown. Like that's the worst thing about him. Now, Shen can dive very well. Shadow Crash, excellent crowd control ability. His shield is nice. He gives sustain to his allies with the Vorpal Blade, but his ult just kind of falls a little bit flat. Rammus, his move speed is excellent. His ability to tank is excellent. Rammus is a great champion. He does suffer from being able to engage, though, unfortunately. People are PMing me. For anyone who's watching the Twitch chat, if you PM me while I'm at Champ Select, I can't read those PMs because I don't know what they're gonna say in them. Ah, that's not right either. And then it hoses X-Split entirely. There we go. I fixed it. Thank you. There's only a few people that Katya_7. I would let them build up, and then I would read them all afterwards, off camera. That's what would happen if you sent those PMs.
What I like to do is have 2 chats already open, but I have an overlay across the center. So if there's a PM in the middle, then I can open it because the overlay is blocking the entire middle of the screen.
Ooh, spiffy. I should, that's a good idea. Thank you. I didn't think of that one. We're learning. RheingoldRiver is teaching me how to commentate. She's far more experienced than me. I look at the other bands here. Wukong, Nidalee, Kassadin. Wukong, armor reduction, AoE airborne, durable. You can build him sort of tanky, bruiser-like, or you can build him a little bit more glass, kind of almost like an assassin. The ability to use decoy separates the good Wukongs from the great Wukongs. He's just a real terror when you combine him with any other AD character because of the armor reduction. Nidalee, chuck spears all day. In order to approach Nidalee, it's either going to take you time or you're going to take damage. And even while she's dead, her traps are still proccing vision on the map. And then lastly, Kassadin being banned because he's one of the most mobile champions in Dominion. He has a slow, he has a silence, he's Riftwalk. He can either sort of chase or escape infinitely. If you have 3 or more hard CCs that you can stagger and sort of chain one after another on him, you can keep him in place long enough to be able to kill him. But if you don't have that going on, he's really likely to be able to escape and go somewhere else and terrorize your bottom lane or back cap. Or Kassadin just threatens a lot of things when you don't know where he is. Now, looking at the 2 picks here, this is... Kataya. It's Kataya, right? Oh, you just posted in the chat.
Yeah, I think that's Kataya.
I know. I say Katya, and sometimes I say Katia, also, just to troll. Katia_7 has been through 4 different names, I think. so it makes my YouTube tags a nightmare.
Oh, it's Katia or Kataya?
Was it Katia? I thought it was Kataya.
I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm scared to say Cercio now because he was saying that Finsky pronounces that wrong, but I'm going to guess it's Cercio.
It's either Cercio or Kirkio. For anyone who's watching the VOD and wants to know what the heck we are talking about, I encourage you to check out the live stream. You can get involved in the chat and talk to all these guys and hang out with us here. Twitch.tv/DominateDominion if you want to join and watch. Happens on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Arizona time. I don't know what that is in other time zones. I should probably write it down on a post-it note at some point and stick it to my TV.
One? I don't remember what the second one. Is it Ty or T? I think it's Katia now.
We're discussing the nuances of Katia_7's name in the Twitch chat. Back to game though. The two champions, the champions have been picked, which is awesome. And we're seeing some champions we don't typically see at all. On the left side, which is Yolo Swag Money's team. I gotta kind of frown a little bit at the Ghost usage. Ghost is not necessarily that great of a spell in this game mode, because yes, you can use it, it gives you increased movement speed. A lot of people don't know where to use it on the map or when, for starters. And secondly, it gives you, just you, the movement speed. Now, unless you're extremely durable and sustainable, like Leona, for example, you're not going to get to a point in time to delay for too long on that. Like, let's say you use Ghost to catch up to a fight that's going on. Unless that's you're catching up to one person, you know, you're gonna throw yourself into a 2-on-1 or something, and that's usually not that good. The thing is, you need to wait for your teammates, and if Ghost is gonna get you out in front of your team, you better have an extremely good reason for being able to do that. And it's just something that typically doesn't happen. Now with Revive enables you to counter being dead. If you die early in a fight, you can pop Revive, and a lot of times you can get back into the fight before it has ended and help your team out that way. If you get into a very fair 4v4 fight and you barely lose and they have 2 up, low on hit points, you can pop Revive on people, send them up there, sweep them off the point because you're at full health and mana, they're not. And then their death timers are staggered. There I have 2 that are going to respawn. There's the 2 that you just killed. Those 2 come up. They can't 2v4 you. They die. The next 2 2v come up and try and 2v4 you. They die. And it gets into a vicious cycle until they regroup for the full 4v4. And it can really get you a nice advantage in the game. So I'm not really liking that choice too much. Seeing the flashes, we've seen some good flash play before. Ignite's a safe spell to take. The barrier I'm not too fond of, but it makes good for if you want to bait out an attack or something. You have barrier up.
It does not make sense on Tryndamere though, because he's just gonna ult.
Exactly, Rheingold picking it up right there. He has the ultimate anyway. What does he need that for?
See, I can talk about things where it's just like in general champion stuff. So I let him talk about the Dominion specific things. But I will say that I really like making the analogy of Revive on Dominion being like getting 2 summoner spells for free on Summoner's Rift, where you get both a Revive and a Teleport. Because the Dominion map is a lot smaller than the Summoner's Rift map. And you get the extra move speed. You don't even need the Mastery to get the extra move speed anymore. And so it's like having a Revive and a Teleport. It's just that the Teleport channel time is like 8 seconds instead of 4.
Which you could cross the map in about that amount of time.
Yeah.
You know, that takes for the Revive movement speed to get you to where you were going. And I didn't think about that way until you mentioned that last week, and that's, I think, a very good comparison to make between those 2 spells and their use on either map. Look at the 2...
on Summoner's Rift, if Revive weren't Revive, but actually Revive Teleport, then everyone would take Revive on Summoner's Rift. Every single time you would take Revive, because it's a Revive Teleport in one spell. You just have to use them at the same time.
And if you take that Mastery, it gives you that health increase. In addition to that,
2 minutes. That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that long. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's 2 minutes. The average game is 20 minutes. So for 10% of the game, you have extra hit points. What? If you use Revive twice, 20% of the game you've had extra hit points. What? That's freaking crazy. I'm pretty happy about that spell. It's way too good to not bring to the fight. For any of you just joining us, this is the round of 32 match. here in the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 62. It's going to be Yolo Swag people, Yolo Swag crew. I can't see it because I can't tab over to it. Yolo Swag Money, there we go, thank you. Versus, I can't tab over to look at it. Dang it.
Oh, sorry. It is Yolo Swag Money versus Pandora Heartz.
Thank you, Pandora Heartz. Yolo Swag on the top, Pandora Heartz on the bottom. Yolo Swag's team consisting of DoVoltage2 playing as Master Yi, ProFaith playing as Leona, Chemical Reaction playing as Tryndamere. I'm a big fan of that KH in place of the CH. I really like that in names. Ewald is he, playing as Orianna, and Little Jordan 23 playing as Ashe. I'm one half of your casters. I am Gandair. Casting with me is...
I am RheingoldRiver, and on the right side of the map will be Pandora Heartz. That's Heartz with a Z. It is going to be Micaiah time on Ezreal, 1-800 Beep Boop playing Lulu as opposed to Blitzcrank, Alan Lixion on Unchained Alistar, Exiled Cross playing Pantheon, and WD Ghost playing Heimerdinger.
I want that phone number. It doesn't fit, but I want it. Maybe I'd make it Beep Bop.
I'm disappointed that he's playing Lulu instead of Blitzcrank.
Yeah, I mean, Orianna
Lulu
also
is
a viable
of course
option.
Yeah,
but they Orianna was already picked away from them, so they couldn't do it. Briefly, I'm going to go down the champs as fast as I can. Master Yi played AP, can be an absolute terror, great fight cleanup if they play AD. He's a little bit easy to mitigate because he does tend to suffer from being kited a little bit when Highlander is down. Leona is an excellent tank on this game mode. She's a great champion. She's a little bit slow, but she brings a lot of durability and CC to the table. Tryndamere usually makes for a good dive and not very much of a good anything else, unfortunately. He's very susceptible to being kited because he doesn't really have too much going for him. Yes, he has the slow. Yes, he has the spin, but once those are down, he doesn't really have anything else going on, and he'll take a lot of damage by the time he actually catches the target. His ultimate does have kind of a long cooldown, it feels like, in this game mode compared to on other maps. Orianna, her burst damage can be great. She is pretty fragile if you can actually sit back with her, play smart, and get your damage applied to the enemy team safely. She can be pretty solid. Ashe suffers from not having an escape at all. A little bit of a global map presence thing going on with the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Did I get that right, Michael?
Yeah, it's Enchanted Crystal.
Yes! The amount of times that I call that Ice Arrow, because it's called that in a completely different video game somewhere else.
It's Focus, Frost Shot, Volley, Hawk Shot, Enchanted Crystal Arrow.
Awesome. And yeah, Ashe has a little bit of a global map presence because of that, which is nice to have, but the problem is if you can get to her, she doesn't really have any way to get away from you, unfortunately. And over on the other side, we're seeing Ezreal, Lulu, Alistar, Pantheon, and Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger tends to be a very fragile champion. His damage output can be pretty high, but he's very susceptible to being ganked, because once he dies, so do his turrets. So if he doesn't have at least a little bit of durability, his damage can be very, very spiky, and then he gets killed and things despawn. He makes for, I think, a better top lane than bottom lane these days, though, because of characters like Casta and Kha'Zix existing. It's very easy for them to go down to the bottom and gank Heimerdinger. But up top, using those turrets to delay, building a little bit tanky, he can really delay for a long time up in that area of the map. Pantheon has a stun, durable character, global map presence because of Grand Skyfall. Lulu is just hands down the best support in Dominion most of the time. I mean, there's other niche roles that the other ones can feel better than she does, but she has 2 movement speed affecting abilities, she has 2 health affecting abilities, and she has 2 crowd control abilities in her kit, which is a lot. She has movement speed on top of that, which is great, and Glitter Lance can hit multiple targets, so it's really good for interrupting on a point. Alistar makes for a great dive, great defense, a great fight starter. The only downside to Alistar is he has to get to the fight. But once he's there, if he stays in it, he's going to be highly disruptive. You see him going around the side, headbutt through, airborne immediately, goes for the poke with the Glitter Lance, doesn't connect very much. Unfortunately,
There's
Pantheon...
Leona jumping in, there's the first blood going down to her, and there is a revive for that. Alistar channeling the point. There's a flash from Leona. She's probably not going to live for very long. Tryndamere spinning and getting some damage down onto Alistar. She's chasing. On the other side, we have Ezreal having to run away from Ashe. There's the exhaust on Tryndamere, and looks like the kill was not gotten onto Alistar. Ezreal tries to get away. There is the spin, and he will fall. Revive not being used by Lulu or Pantheon until now. They are coming back in now. Ashe, meanwhile, cutting Alistar on the top part of the map, tries to get the interrupt and makes it. He not channeling the point quite yet. There, the timer has expired. Ashe still kiting with that frost shot. Tryndamere coming in. There is the health relic. He gets the Mocking Shout debuff, gets a good pulverize off. Should be able to get a headbutt, but there is he capturing the point, and Alistar will surely fall. Pantheon coming in, trying to meditate, but not quite enough damage. Ezreal is here. There's going to be a Whimsy onto Tryndamere trying to run away. Frostshot doing a little bit more, spinning through, does not have his ultimate just yet, taking quite a bit of damage from Ezreal, but he's taking the point and no one was capturing it for him. Ash needs to get a volley around. There is the Mystic Shot, will be the kill onto Tryndamere. Does he have his revive? I'm not actually sure if he does. Oh god, I was looking at the wrong team.
And Leona diving into the fight, forcing them back a little bit. They don't want to get too close to her because she does have that stun. Doesn't have 6 for the Solar Flare yet. Alistar dives into the fight with the Airborne Barrier, only going to keep Ashe alive a little bit longer, maybe a lot longer. No, Alistar is going to be able to pick her off, and they are going to be able to turn this tower around. So all that time Mash G spent dead there was not able to get in the fight. If he had that revive, might have changed things a little bit differently. It was very, very fortunate for their team to get the capture on that tower initially. You can see how long that delayed the red team from actually being able to get it. Lulu throws the CC on Mash G. He is not going to be able to take care of her by himself. He's going to have to wait for his allies to get here. Lower part of the map.
It makes sense that it was the team with Ghosts that won that fight initially, because they had the extra Ghosts to be able to get a little bit more damage in the, or get a little bit mobility in the combat. But then having the revives just lets you come back and take the point. And so ultimately it was the team with revives winning that first fight. Pantheon jumping with Gan Skyfall, not going to do anything. A little bit earlier, the Enchanted Crystal Arrow did miss across, so no engage from that. And Ashe on her way to gank Heimerdinger in the bot lane.
The top, there's minions being pushed up. Heimer is in a good position to fall back if he needs to. Solar Flare up the top, tags a couple of people, and Leona, very, very low on health, managed to get out of the fight. Ezreal with the aggressive Arcane Shift over the wall goes for her, not able to connect, unfortunately. Tryndamere with his ultimate active is pursuing Ezreal. Ezreal does not have that Arcane Shift, but it's going to be okay.
Oh, the meditate from Ashe, barely letting him survive Alpha Strike, and both of them will fall at the end. Ashe actually just going to hold the bot, not able to get a gank down. Top lane, though, going aggressive onto Leona, gets the stun down. There is the E across. Pantheon is here. Minions are starting to channel the point, so they need to be taken away. Heartseeker Strike will finish that one off. But both champions very low on mana, and the minions do get the neutralized, but I think they should be able to capture it.
There's no one who's going to be close enough to contest that. Ashe does not have her arrow available, so they are going to pick up the point there. Ezreal was killed over there, and that was because he used that aggressive Arcane Shift to go over the wall to try and pick up the kill on Leona. If he had not done that, he would have had that available and off cooldown for him to jump through the house here on the map and be able to escape from Tryndamere. So that did not pay off for him very much.
If he landed a couple more Qs, it also would have been fine. Gotta get that cooldown reduction. There's the again with the aggressive Arcane Shift. Mastery comes in. Enchanted Crystal Arrow going to be used immediately. There's a 2-shot barrage across everyone. Ashe is the first one to fall. Lulu is exhausted. Lulu is ignited. Mastery is exhausted. Lulu really wants to survive here. Highlander is active. She does not want to give the reset. There is going to be the first reset with the Alpha Strike. E forward, and he is going to meditate. Spear shot and a triple kill for Pantheon.
And Meditate gives him a lot of armor and MR, but unfortunately just did not have the health to survive the passive from Pantheon from that ability with the automatic crit when they are below a certain threshold. So him able to easily seal the deal on that. They have picked up the bottom lane. It looks like Leona is going to hang around down here in order to delay it. And this is a pretty good play. They don't have anything going on up top right now. Orianna had to back because her health was low, and they're going to leave Leona down here for a little bit. And Leona is a very durable character. She can delay for quite a while. Whenever she does have Eclipse up, it makes her take a lot less damage from Heimerdinger's rockets. And it looks like she's actually going to go for the kill against Heimerdinger in the bottom lane and pick it up off of him.
And that was a quest too, so they did lose top and lose the turret, but picking up that quest in the bot lane, they're going to be able to hold up for a little bit. Looks like Leona coming, or Lulu coming in, also getting chased off, and the point is still decent. Grand Skyfall in, spear shot onto Leona. Orianna is here. There's the Aegis of Leona for the stun. Leona re-engages, and looks like Pantheon will fall. Shutdown going onto Orianna there. There's the ball and a double kill for Orianna.
Top end of the map, Tryndamere rather. At the top, so I was staring at my mini-map, watching Heimer, who had just come back from the summoner platform, going down there to contest Orianna a little bit. Popping the barrier on Tryndamere for a little bit more health.
There's the Highlander, 1 kill. Can he get the second Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Ezreal? He is going to be stunned for a very, very long time. Gets the E, and the Tryndamere will actually burn very, very early there. Spins across. Ezreal picks up that kill. Ashe coming in with volley. Meanwhile, Pantheon stopping the backdoor from Leona. She did get the neutralize off. Ezreal missing his W there, but hits the Mystic Shot. Gets a kill, but he is under tower, and he is surely going to fall in just a sec here. Highlander popped by Yi. There's one auto attack, and no, Ezreal picks up the kill. Mastery not with the cooldowns that he needed.
Orianna still in control of the tower over at the Boneyard. Alistar is going to chase her away. Heimerdinger is going to pick that up. There's no one there to contest that at the moment. Leona keeping the tower neutral at the drill. Pantheon is not able to get that by himself at the moment. Neat little flash there. He's going to carry her just out of Aegis range. It looked like Pantheon turned around to try and get it, but wasn't able to. Takes a couple moments, finally takes her out. Lulu's presence down here is going to be able to pick up the tower for the team. Tryndamere up the top, no one there to contest it quite yet. Pantheon is on his way. Does not have the Grand Skyfall though, so he cannot quickly drop in and interrupt that.
To stop the backdoor from Leona. Alistar jumping in with a good WQ combo, and Ashe will fall almost immediately. 2 Heartseeker strike. Ezreal ultimate coming across just for good measure, and Heimerdinger gonna almost get the cap. Actually, it looks like the minions should be able to finish it off. OP minions.
Minions MVP in that down lane, in that bottom lane engagement. Alistar with only a little bit of mana is having to retreat from Tryndamere, wants to regroup with his allies up at the top, and Heimerdinger's in a kind of a tricky 2v1 situation down at the bottom.
He did just burn his upgrade, so the tower, his turrets will be doing a little bit more for the meantime, but as soon as that ends, Leona taking a little bit of damage from turret. Orianna trying to channel it, and Enchanted Crystal Arrow misses. Leona actually popped her Shurelya's there to stay alive. CH1 concussion grenade coming across, misses Orianna there. And the E from Leona also missing. Top lane is way more exciting. Tryndamere again uses his ult a little bit early. And Yi doing so much damage to that Alpha Strike, it's going to start getting very scary. Glitter lines from Lulu misses, and Pantheon picks up the kill with it. I think that was with his Ignite, but the Heartseeker Strike would have picked it up. Shockwave onto Heimerdinger in bot lane. There's an exhaust onto Orianna. A little bit late though. Alistar does meanwhile pick up Leona. She was standing there at a fraction of HP. And there's sort of an awkward little dance here between Alistar and Orianna.
And Orianna does not want to get hit by Alistar. She is small and fragile, and Alistar is much larger and more destructive than she is. The top is a little bit of an AD carry duel, and Ashe gets picked up by Ezreal. She really didn't have any way to escape from that, though, because it was just a couple seconds away from Ezreal getting another arcade shift up.
Straight into Pantheon. But she actually gets a lot of distance covered with that slow. Alistar needs to land his WQ, but he only lands the W.
He did not get the combo that he was looking for, unfortunately, and is going to retreat back towards his allies on that side of the map. Ashe taking a shot at Heimer. Heimer taking a lot of damage from it, actually, but it seems okay for the moment. Every couple of moments that pass down here get a little bit scarier for Heimerdinger because he doesn't have a lot of MR going for him. With Ori down there and Mash D coming down to gank, that's not going to be good for him. Alistar being pursued, but stun from Pantheon catches her.
There is the W coming across for Ashe. She is doing a very good job of cutting right now. Alistar with no mana, he's going to get out slower before it comes down. Does not hit who it needs to quite. Ashe and Nivea Alistar. Ashe gets the kill there. Gonna pop the Ghost to try and maybe contest top. Top is a quest objective right now, so they do want it. The revive was just popped by Alistar, popped by Lulu also, so they not by Alistar, but was popped by Lulu. So she's going to be up here soon. Ezreal still trying to defend. Tryndamere has his ultimate, burned it again a little bit early, and he's just going to run away. Barrier being popped by Ashe, trying to get away from Alistar, but his extra AD is too much. She cannot match it, and the cap still has not been quite achieved.
Now, there are minions there that are trying to chip it up. Alistar sees those and takes care of them. He does not want that tower to get turned over and give them any sort of defensive advantage at all. Orianna could delay for a little while if the odds were a little bit more in her favor than they are. Alistar kicks her out to safety, and looks like, oh, Ezreal determined to go for her. No, that's slow, is going to tag him, and he does not have the true shot barrage to try and go for that at the moment. All members of Yolo's Swag Money's team, 3 of them on their way back, 1 recalling. And Tryndamere is going to walk face first into everything.
He does not have ultimate right now. He is just going to get exploded.
Tryndamere has turned from the Viking King into a fine pink mist over by the Speed Shrine. Alistar gets the airborne on Leona. True Shot Barrage doesn't connect, unfortunately. Pantheon with a lot of damage on Ashe is going to force her to play a lot safer the next couple of moments.
Yi coming in with Alpha Strike. There's a knockback on Leona. She does get the Shurelya's, but it's not enough. There's an exhaust onto Yi. And he is going to pop Highlander now, so he wants a reset, but he's not going to get it. And instead, he will die himself. Ezreal not hitting his Q quite there, but does not take another tower shot. Gonna try and cap this. He needs to be very, very careful. Lulu with a pretty big shield onto him. Alistar picks up the kill onto Ashe. Needs to survive from Tryndamere. Can he get the Health Shrine? He gets the Pulverize off and the Health Shrine too. Tryndamere not wanting to pursue anymore. Alistar is very, very good against Tryndamere.
Minions are getting a little bit of chip away on the tower, but it seems like it will be okay. Alistar using the ultimate to retreat. Tryndamere pursuing Leona behind him. They could push up on this tower. Alistar won't be able to defend it against both of those by himself. He's going to have to find some way to delay before his allies arrive. Heimer in the bot managed to ward off Orianna again, but Heimer's getting a little bit lower on health with every moment that passes. Defensive Garrison.
There's the ult from Pantheon, but Yi is here too, and Alistar does not have his ultimate. Gets the headbutt off, and, well, the Pulverize on the headbutt, and Tryndamere dies before he has a chance to pop his ult. Mastery trying to meditate, just gonna go ahead and run away a bit.
And Alistar being saved by Lulu is good for him. He gets to recall, and he, because he's not dead, is going to be able to respond to this action at the drill. They do sweep over at the side, and they're able to pick up the quest objective point, and Alistar looks like responding poorly to that, though. He was in a great position to go up and stop that from happening, as he had gotten the recall and was not dead. He is going to stop her from getting the full capture on it, though.
She's probably going to go ahead over to the top area, but there is a fight still over on the left side. A few skill shots missing there, and Ashe is going to be answered by Pantheon, looks like. Ezreal trying to kite away. Ooh, Ezreal is just so good at kiting. It's just not even fair.
And Orianna was able to pick up the kill against Heimerdinger in the bottom lane. Micaiah Time trying to retreat from Master Yi, but Highlander is keeping him active in this chase, so I don't know if he's going to have the... Yes! He is going to be able to get that Alpha Strike up in time to take care of Ezreal and win that fight.
So Lulu actually went for the Whimsy onto Yi instead of speeding herself up, and Master Yi with his Highlander can actually be slowed, so that 100% should have been a Whimsy onto herself instead of a Polymorph. She maybe could have caught up, but it's a little bit of a misplay there from 1-800 Beep Boop. But it is okay because he is not blitzcranked this game, and looks like he might survive. Gets the ult off after the Enchanted Crystal Air, trying to kite away from Tryndamere. Can he get away? No, there's too much damage from the Spinning Flash. But Leona now going to be kited a little bit by Ezreal. He does have the slows, but Ashe is here, and Ashe has even more slows. And a lot of damage too. Pantheon trying to channel the point. Good Solar Flare onto both of them, but not too much follow-up. There's a Shurelius from Leona. And all the re-engages just out of range, but Alistar, hero, coming in from the other side. Barrier was popped by Ashe. They did not expect that. He just needs one W, and that'll be the kill, but Ghost is active. I don't know if they'll be able to catch up. Bot lane is more exciting.
Yeah, Heimerdinger just narrowly able to defeat Orianna. He's very, very low on health, and still not a lot on the MR front for Heimerdinger, so he is still susceptible to being sent back to the summoner platform. Orianna's been having a good game the entire time that this is going on.
So Tryndamere was again caught out by Pantheon without his ultimate available. He had used that a little bit earlier. Looks like 2 and bot will be able to capture that. No problem there. But fight at the refinery. Looks like Leona jumping in. She's taking a lot of damage. Master Yi is going to dive through his meditate. I think there's a squirrel onto Leona, turning her into a Twitch chat.
Yes.
Those of you who are here when we started the broadcast will get it.
Orianna going down for Heimer again, and the damage, look at that, from Orianna, lots at once. I'm not sure how I feel about using the Enchanted Crystal Arrow in that engagement. They really, really want Heimerdinger to die, I guess. It's Yordle Unappreciation Day. It seems Lulu is on her way to the point. She may get there in time. Pantheon going to come down to help out as well. Grand Skyfall, they're going to get out of the way. The Flash saving Orianna from eating that stun when Pantheon arrives.
The Glitter Lance missing there meant that they couldn't quite get the kill just yet, but Aegis's unit should be available, and the Spirit Shot is enough. 5 seconds now on the clock, and
that spear that he threw was actually the size of Ashe when it connected, which was kind of frightening.
That is going to be game, so it's going to be Pandora Heartz moving on to the next round to fight Pays Evelyn Child Support. We'll see how they do. Actually,
that game started off a little bit rocky for them, but as it went on, they were able to get a little bit more control over things as time passed, and they were able to pull off the victory there. and they're going to advance on to the next round. Wait, we had the team names backwards?
Did we really?
That's
awkward.
Well, no, the team that made the game is supposed to be Yolo Swag Money.
I assumed that
I
the
thought.
higher seed was blue side because that's how it works on Summer's Rift.
I thought the left team was the...
So YOLO Swag Money moving on to the next round to fight Pays Evelyn Child Support.
My mouse just stopped working.
This is Gandair's fault.
Everything is my fault.
Do you remember to turn on Summer blockers for the next time select?
Hold on. We're gonna be doing... Okay, so...
I was saying, is the screen supposed to be black? Probably. That's probably just an overlay.
No, it's not supposed to be black. It's supposed to be showing the screen, but my mouse freaked out. It's back now, though. We're gonna be going to this one. The team names were backwards. Is this what happens when you don't put the team names in the game name, by the way? Alright, there we go. We have... Nope, not that. Okay. I'm not crazy. The top team is this one, right? The top one is supposed to be the one that makes the game, I thought. Unless I'm crazy.
Well, in general, this higher seed is blue side, even though it doesn't matter in Dominion.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. We're going to bring another game to you in just a moment here, folks. It looks like we're going to be doing... looks like we're going to be doing amputees versus... amputees versus Roseflyer. I am % hype for Roseflyer being back for another game. I am excited for this round of 16 games. I'm going to cut to a commercial real quick, folks. And we'll be right back in just a moment.